Entombed, the second instalment of the Pendragon series, and features the aristocrat adventurer Sir Arthur Pendragon, a series which will also be covered on the channel. These include the Staff of Carnath, Black Witch and Dragon Skull, so stay tuned for those. Following the Lovecraft-inspired The Staff of Carnath, even though the levels were bigger, Entombed's design was slightly simplified from the original. Gone is the rather complex spell system. Instead now the protagonist, Pendragon, attacks enemies with the whip, Indiana Jones style. The layout of the Sphinx is divided between corridors and rooms. The first are basically action sequences, where the player has to defend Pendragon by slashing or jumping around. There are 4 basic types of enemies to be found in the corridors, which consist of a mummy, a scorpion or basilisk type creature, a fat fly and a thin fly, along with some birds that will sometimes provide health or rather shield pickups. The rooms are usually where the adventure part of the game will unfold, with puzzles to be solved along with, sometimes, enemies to defeat. While the puzzles are generally not very difficult, involving idols or keys to collect, along with symbols on walls to activate, most of them are still rather obtuse, as was the case for many classic home computer adventure games. For example, some statues or doors will not move or open without an item to be found in another room, or even on a previously visited level. It is possible to find scrolls containing precious hints, but most of the time you are left in the dark as to what the item required to progress is. Naturally, keeping a physical map is definitely recommended. Big up to Ollie Frey for this one. Such a talented guy, and will definitely be missed by all of us retro lovers. You control Pendragon by moving him around in the 3D environments, with the spacebar on the keyboard used to change the selected action and the fire button to execute said action. The interface is simplified but well designed. A single line displaying the time spent in the room, oxygen left, level of magical shield, and the currently selected action. Speaking of being left in the dark, except for the whip, the only other item available is the torch, obviously useful to light rooms. Graphically, Entombed drips with atmosphere. The changing colours of the rooms were a smart design idea to avoid you getting lost too easily. I especially like the level of detail corridors and rooms have. While it might not be very historically accurate, it does its job bringing the thick, disquieting atmosphere of an Egyptian tomb. Unfortunately, the sound department is not really of note, with the game being mostly silent except for a few sound effects. This, of course, adds to the atmosphere, but being a fairly long adventure, so I thought I'd add some generic low-level music in the background for the sake of the video. Released to mostly favourable reviews back in 1985, Entombed is still pretty engaging to play even to this day. Few games from the C64 era can boast to have edged this gracefully, with a great atmosphere, rather complex but ultimately entertaining puzzles, and decent action sequences. If you're looking to get trapped in a Sphinx and slowly die of oxygen starvation, well, look no further for a mighty efficient simulation of that experience. Don't forget, this will be part of a series looking at the Sir Arthur Pendragon quadrilogy that made it to the Commodore 64, and I hope you can hit the like button and stay tuned for the others. Maybe even subscribe to the channel, so you can be notified of any upcoming videos and ensure that you follow me on this epic nostalgia trip down memory lane. Either you loved them or hated them, but please let me know in the comments either way, as it's good to be able to interact with you guys and read some of the comments you leave regarding these titles. Once again, a massive thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, bye for now.